I want to move on from the east to the west, where tensions have now flared up between Afghanistan and Pakistan, even as the Taliban has accused Pakistani forces of airstrikes in eastern Afghanistan. According to Afghan sources, at least 9 children and a woman were killed in this. 4 others were injured. This happened in eastern Afghanistan. While Pakistan has not officially commented on these airstrikes, it has previously justified such actions, including airstrikes in Kabul, right in the heart of the capital, Kabul, where they've targeted supposedly Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan hideouts and TTP terror operatives. Islamabad has claimed that the TTP was behind a spree of suicide bombings seen recently. The Taliban has now warned of reprisal attacks. The resurgence of hostilities between Kabul and Islamabad comes amid a fragile ceasefire, which was brokered by Qatar and then by Istanbul, Turkey. This has now ignited concerns of another round of conflict, a full-blown war between these two nations. And the fundamental issue is that they can't seem to agree on a dividing line, the Durand Line, which of course has been in existence for over 100 years now. It was drawn by the British. And also this floating population, over 1 million refugees every year floating between Afghanistan and Pakistan and vice versa. Now, in fact, both countries seem to have moved heavy artillery to the frontline checkposts. Intel sources have told CNN News 18 Security Affairs editor Manoj Gupta that both sides, Afghanistan and Pakistan, have reported intense movement of military personnel and equipment to the 2,000-kilometer Durand Line. This signals a dramatic escalation in the ongoing border tensions. Pakistani drones have been spotted conducting aerial surveillance across multiple sectors, including Chaman, Spin Boldik, Angur Ada, Kuram, Nangarhar and Torkham. This, of course, raising alarms about a potential full-scale military engagement between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Intelligence reports also suggest the deployment of heavy artillery at key border posts, indicating a serious preparation for a military confrontation between Kabul and Islamabad. I want to go across to Amjad Ayub Mirza, who's an activist who's joining us from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The irony in this whole thing, and this has been building up for the last a few months, Mr. Mirza, this fight between the Taliban and the government of Pakistan, the army of Pakistan. The ultimate irony in all of this is that the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan was used as a proxy by the Taliban. The Taliban itself was a creation of the Pakistani deep state, the ISI. So where did things go wrong between mentor and progeny that today they are literally at the brink of war?
Thank you very much, Zakka. You see, the problem is not with the Taliban. The problem is with Pakistan. Pakistan wants to use Taliban government in Kabul as their proxy, as the extension of their rule in the rest of the Pakistan. So that would be considered a fifth province. Now, Taliban was organized by Pakistan, and with the support of Pakistan, they took over Afghanistan back in the 90s as well as now. But the question is that even then, the Taliban were seen as a nationalist religious movement who want to free Afghanistan from the clutches of America or Soviet Union at the time. And now Pakistan, I think, has misread them. They never wanted to become a proxy of Pakistan, and they never were a proxy of Pakistan. Pakistan was trying to use the Taliban for their own, for their own purpose, which has backfired.
But tell me, Mr. Mirza, what happens now? Are these two countries going to go to a full-blown war? I mean, the Pakistan army, of course, is much more organized, much more regimented than the Taliban is. But the Taliban are also a fiercely fighting guerrilla force. So what happens now? Or are the war clouds sort of seemingly exaggerated?
Well, the war clouds are there. There's no doubt about that. But the Afghans do not want war. The Taliban government does not want to go on war with Pakistan. But the Pakistan is provoking the Afghan government to get engaged in a battle, in a war, because that is the only way that Pakistan can try to gain back some kind of control Afghanistan. They have threatened a regime change. They have sent a message through Turkey to the Kabul government that reconcile or face regime change. And they have also tried to bomb several areas inside Afghanistan to provoke Afghan government to retaliate, but they have not retaliated. They have said we will retaliate at the time of our choosing, and Afghanistan is developing. The second thing, most importantly, is
Okay.
that Pakistan cannot digest the fact that Afghanistan, Taliban has come so close with India,
Yeah.
and Indian government and Taliban are exchanging trade agreements,
No, so I
So
wanted to
that
ask you
is
about
some.
that. The Taliban foreign minister Muttaqi was here a few weeks ago. The trade minister was here just a few days ago. And there seems to be now renewed engagement between the Taliban and the government of India. Now, clearly, the Pakistanis are upset about this because they always felt that Afghanistan was their strategic depth, their strategic backyard. Is there any merit to the Pakistani claims that, the Taliban is doing all of this at the behest of India?
Not at all. Not at all. Absolutely not. The Taliban, since the Pakistanis have shut down the border and they are causing trouble for Afghanistan's economy, Afghanistan Taliban government has started to look for new trade opportunities and new trade routes. And Chabahar,
Yeah.
they have now Iran has given Chabahar to them and said that for 20 years you don't have to pay any taxes, it's 100% free, and they are facilitating Taliban government for export and import. The exports have gone up instead of going down. They have gone up compared to September. The October trade has gone up by 13%. This is World Bank's report, and the
All right.
World Bank is
All right, Mr. Mirza,
sorry.
thank you so much for joining us. There's a paucity of time, but we will have a longer conversation sometime in the next few days, depending on how the situation there at the border between Pakistan and Afghanistan, whether it flares up or whether it tampers down.